but please tell me how many books did you read this year? Whether it's one, whether it's two, and whether it's 50. Please understand that this is not a race. And no, this is not even a marathon. आपसे कोई नहीं पूछ रहा है कि आपने कितनी किताबें पढ़ी हैं. It doesn't really matter. अगर आपने personally अपने लिए कोई goal set किया हुआ है, then if you met it, congratulations. Even if you didn't meet it, if your reading experience was rewarding, if you liked that process, if you feel like you're more in love right now than you were in January 2021, even though January 2021 feels just like a week ago, you guys, you nailed it. And I'm really, really proud. Hi, you guys. How are you all? I hope you all are having a splendid day today. We are sitting on the penultimate day of 2021, and I can safely tell you how many books I have read in this year 2021. Title आपने पढ़ ही लिया है. It's 100. 100. 100 किताबें पढ़ी है मैंने इस साल. And I'm going to tell you how I did that. Just 7 tips for all the people out there who also would like to either read 100 books, or if not that, if you want to read more books, or if you want to start reading, if you want to read better, if you want to read more, if you want to read faster, all of those tips are condensed here. So there are going to be 7 tips, but before we do that, all right, I'm just going to tell you, I don't read 100 books all the time every single year. Last year I read 35, before that I read 20, and before that I read 12. So it's a curve, okay? And we are in it together. These are the 7 tips that will help you reach your reading targets, and what helped me personally in reaching my target. First of all, number 1. Sounds a little contradictory, but I didn't start off with a target of 100 books. I just really liked reading, and to 2021 being such a tumultuous year with COVID and everything, and work from home, and just a lot of professional and emotional responsibilities, starting a podcast, it became too overwhelming for me, and reading was my escape. I always say that I read like a crazy person. If you just let me be, I would just eat, read, sleep, and repeat, and that's just my personality. So it was not like that I was trying to hit 100 books. I just read a lot. And as you know, I have noticed that about myself. If things go really hard for me, I start reading more. So if I'm reading more, that means that I have a lot going on. Not because I have less going on, that means I have more time. That means I'm reading more. It's not like that for me. Reading is one thing which is just, something that you can always control. If you have the book, you will be able to read it. Of course, you have to maneuver the time and reading speed and everything. But once you start reading, you will read it and then it will get finished. I felt like when there were a lot of things in my life I couldn't control, at least reading was something that I could control. So yeah, that's the approach that I took towards it. So yeah, 100 books was never a target. It just happened so that way. But yeah, I read a lot because I like reading a lot, and life was overwhelming otherwise for me. Number 2, it is not that hard to complete 100 books. Okay, let's just do some simple maths over here. 100 books is about 2 books per week, not even that, because there are 52 weeks in a year. So let's just say you have to read 2 books per year. Most books that I have read in this particular year are anywhere between 300 to 600, 700 pages. Now I read about 70 pages per hour. So, and I read 1 hour every single day. So I had a schedule worked out, and I know that I have a full-time job and I have a YouTube channel and I have different other responsibilities. But I would read 1 hour and, not have that particular 1 hour in one stretch. That was my game. I had worked out a schedule because of which I was able to finish this. Okay, let's think about it. I would read for 1 hour, and it would not be 1 hour, like 60 minutes on stretch, because I have noticed this about myself and in general, that if you do 2 30 minutes or 3 20 minutes windows of reading, you read much faster and you're able to finish more pages. Because what happens is that if you had just 20 minutes or 30 minutes, your focus is better. And if you have just like an hour, you start to check your phone a lot, this and that. So because of that, your reading focus gets disturbed, especially if you're reading not a fiction book but like a difficult book. Like I read something this year, Argumentative Indian by Amrit Sen, and it was a very difficult book and I had to really dig my nails into it. So yeah, so definitely I broke it down into 20 minutes 3 windows or 30 minutes 2 windows, and it was really I was able to maneuver my way into that schedule a lot better than a 60-minute window. 70 pages an hour, 1 hour a day. There are 7 hours per week. 70 into 7 is 490. So I was able to complete like 500 words without even pushing my limit. But what I also would do is that on my Saturday and Sunday morning, I would do 1 hour more. I like reading on Saturday, Sunday mornings, just staying in the bed a little longer than I usually do and just read, which really helped. And it's a great way for me to start my weekend morning. So that's 140 pages more. So 490 plus 140, it's about 630. So in that, you can get 1 or 2 books in, and hence, you are able to your finish and meet your reading target. So it's really not that difficult. There were weeks when I just did one book because it was a like bigger book and it was like 600, 700 words, 600, 700 pages, and I only had bandwidth to do that. But then there were other weeks when I had like relatively shorter books which are like 200 pages each or so, and then I was able to cover more books. So the maths worked out that way. Number 3, one tool that's really important and that really helped me is speed reading. Now, there are a lot of times, especially it happens with self-help books or books that are very frivolous, that you don't really need to spend your entire focus on that, and you don't really need to read every word, every single word of that. So, I'm not saying you do that with fictions that are as rich as Jhumpa Lahiri's Lowland or Manju Kapoor's Home or Khalid Hosseini's books. But fictions that are superfluous, fictions that are, and you know that you are a completionist, you have picked up a book and it's not really that great, but you have to get through it. So you can just really speed read it. And how to speed read, I have done a full podcast on that. I'll link it down below. You can check it out. You can just skip some common phrases, common words. Is, was, he went, there, here. You don't really have to put a lot of focus on that and you will be golden. Also, this works with respect to self-help books. Self-help books actually bombard with you a lot of examples before coming to the point. And I read a lot of self-help books. Obviously, if you look at my content, I'm really interested in self-help based content. So, but I sometimes skip through the examples and I just read what they want to say. After 1 or 2 examples, my patience is just like, I'm like, get to the point. So if the books are not getting to the point and if they're really going horrible, you can just skip some words and phrases right here. I don't skip pages, I skip words and phrases, and I'm still able to get to the point and get to the meaning of it and just be very event specific in those books. So this is one of the tactics for speed reading. I, on a normal speed, read about 60 to 70 pages per hour. But with this kind of speed, when I'm just speed reading with focus, I can actually read about 100 pages per hour. So that really helps in meeting any reading target that I might have. And it also really prevents me from spending unnecessary time on books that are not going to add a lot of value to myself and my personality and as well to my reading experience. Number 4 is Kindle. So I do have a Kindle and I'm very, very glad that I have that. That Kindle, my mother calls that Kindle my third arm because I'm always hooked to it. It's really, really nice because I don't have to go and get a book or like online order it and then wait for it to come here. I can just get any book at one click. Every book is available. So it sort of, lessens the time of me deciding on a book and that book reaching me. I can either buy it on Amazon or I can download it from various websites and I can get that book. I can tell my father I want this book and he downloads it for me. And the exercise is quite seamless. Plus, Kindle is quite handy. You can read it in any kind of dark room, also just increase the brightness. I love reading for 20, 10, 15 minutes right before going to bed. And it was something that you cannot do with paperback books because, your room is dark and everything, and you don't want to get up and then switch on the light and stuff like that. So what you can do is actually have the Kindle and set it on the night mode. There is no blue light. It's good for your eyes and you can just read and then go to sleep. So that it really helped me get that 10-15 minutes window before sleep. There is no I get my books super fast and the exercise is pretty seamless, and Kindle has really helped me in achieving my 100 books target, which was not target by the way, but it really helped me in finishing off 100 books this year. Number 5 is taking advantage of small windows. What really helped me is that I took advantage of whenever I had a little time left. Like for example, I'm cooking something, but it is, I am waiting for a cooker ki seeti, or I'm waiting for it to cook to a certain time, or if my mother has given me a chore and I'm waiting for someone to arrive and stuff like that. If I have a Zoom call in like 15 minutes and I have that 15 minutes, I can just take my book or my Kindle and read for a little bit, and it also refreshes me because it's such a mood changer, and I feel like that I'm being productive. Usually what happens is when we get these small pockets of time here and there, we just pick up our phone and scroll through YouTube shorts and Instagram reels. So and those things are not productive at all. Funny, yes. Entertaining, yes, but they're not productive. So instead of your phone, if you start picking up in Kindle or start picking up your book, I think it's really nice. And yeah, it just saves a lot of unnecessary wastage of time, and those pockets really add up. It's usually 1 hour that I give, but sometimes the days are so hectic. I have a full time job, I have a YouTube channel, and everything. So, with all those things, I don't get a lot of time in, like, I don't get a dedicated hour sometimes. But these pockets of like small pockets of time here and there really make up for it, and I'm really glad about that. Number six. Now, the number six and number seven are actually privileges, and let me explain why. So, number six is the fact that I am doing work from home. Not every reason why I was able to finish 100 books is accredited to me. There are a lot of privileges in the way. See, I'm working from home, and work from home has its own disadvantages. There is lack of boundaries. There is no, definite space. You are your own boss in a sort of way, and you're supposed to give that structure to your life on your own, and blah blah blah. I can go on and on. However, there is also an advantage that you can switch very easily if you are allowed to. If your work is finished, you can just get into the bed and read, and you don't have to commute, and all of those things are there. You don't have to get ready and get into like a particular type of clothing and stuff like that. So that really helped me and saved me a lot of time. And yeah, I was able to switch on and off very easily. As soon as my workday ended, I would pick up my Kindle and read. So it has really helped me, and that in saving some time that I could finally devote to reading. And number seven is definitely the fact that I don't do any household work. There are a lot of people over there who have kids, who have a lot of responsibilities, who would not be able to read as much as I do. And I completely acknowledge that privilege. That's why I said in the beginning of this video that don't beat yourself up too much about the fact that I was able to do it and you were not able to do it. Because I completely understand that I am privileged. I don't cook, I don't clean, we have help. My parents take care of a lot of household responsibilities here. If I was renting an apartment somewhere, I wouldn't have been able to read as much as I do right now, because I would have many more household responsibilities, and the burden would have been more. And I'm privileged to not have that right now. So yeah, that's a privilege. That's the seventh reason. So I read 100 books, and please tell me if you want me to do more reading based content, because I'm always happy to do so. This is just me telling you how I have read 100 books this year. It's definitely difficult to do, but yeah, these were the seven reasons that really helped me. Some were very thought of like mechanism, and some were definitely a privilege. I will see you guys in my next one tomorrow. Tomorrow is where we are ending the vlogmas. I had been posting 31 videos. 31 days of December was my target, and I had been posting every single day of December, and it's ending tomorrow, as well as 2021 is ending tomorrow, and I'm really excited about that. I'll see you guys in my next one.